Okay, Coach, if you'd start with an opening comment, and then we'll throw it out to questions for the student athletes.
Yeah, I would just like to congratulate Iowa. Outstanding team. I thought they played exceptionally well today. We knew we had a tall task on hand, and you know, they had a few more weapons than we did. But you know, you got to give them credit. Coach Bluter does an unbelievable job. You know, and it's going to be fun to see how far they can advance. But with that being said, I have 14 young women in that locker room who I tell them this all the time. I would choose them over and over and over. What that group was able to do this year, and I don't know how many people followed our team closely. We started out really poorly, and for a lot of different reasons. We had some injuries, had some new players trying to figure out their roles. At one point, we were 4-7, and I think a lot of people wrote us off. And their belief in what our staff and in what our program is built on, you know, just they kept showing up every single day. And I told them one game does not define them. What defines this group and what their legacy is, they are Missouri Valley champions. They got Illinois State back on the map, back where it should be. We were NCAA participants, and that's, you know, as a coach, what more could you ask for? 14 young women giving everything they have to you and your program. In my books, we won.
Thank you, Coach. If you have a question for Juju or Mary, please raise your hand and we'll take questions for the student athletes first. Susan, front right.
Susan Harmon, Hawk Fanatic. Mary, you got off to a great start. Did Iowa then adjust their defense? Did they try to make it harder for you to just get the ball?
Yeah, they started the game in the man defense, and I think they were kind of struggling with our ball screen offense, and I got some good looks off of that. So then they shifted to the zone, and we're just kind of keying in specifically on me and Juju. And then we were still getting some good looks, so then they switched to the triangle and two. I think that was for the majority of the second half. And just, you know, we're face guarding us as close as can be, denying catches, made it a little bit more difficult, and challenged other people on our team to make some shots.
Front right.
Question for both Juju and Mary. What kind of preparations or adjustments did you make before the game in preparation for this kind of environment, a sellout crowd and all the noise, to be able to communicate on the floor and that sort of thing? And how do you think you handled that today?
We'll start with Mary.
Yeah, so our coaches did everything they could to prepare us for it. The practices leading up to this game, we were blaring crowd noise in our arena. We came up with hand signals for our different zone sets. And, you know, we were just told to look at the bench after every time we got the offensive possession because there was going to be a play call, and we all needed to be on the same page.
Juju.
Same as Mary. They did everything they could, and I feel like we executed the game plan, and it just didn't come out how we wanted it.
To the players, Susan Harmon, Hawk Fanatic. How did Iowa sort of take the lead and then sort of just go with it? What were they doing to enable their offense to get going?
Juju, you want to take that one?
Honestly, they didn't do anything fantastic. We beat ourselves with the turnovers before half, and they just executed those, and they made plays out of our turnovers, and it was just our offense that got them the lead.
Front right.
Mary, you're returning to your hometown. You started off really strong. What was that atmosphere like, being able to come back here and start off like that?
Yeah, it was a great experience. I was really excited to play in front of a lot of my family and friends. But yeah, I mean, just being in the NCAA tournament in general was really exciting for me and our whole team. So I think as a team, we started out really strong that first quarter, and that's really what means the most.
Front left.
Randy Reinhardt, Bloomington Panagraph. Juju, you said yesterday you wanted to leave it all leave it all out on the court. Do you feel you did that and the team did that as well?
I mean, yeah, it's going into the last huddle, I told them, let's play as hard as we can for these last 10 minutes, no matter what the score is. And I feel like we did that as a team. Even when it was 10 seconds on the clock, our team never gave up. You see, we got offensive rebounds, but we just left it all out there. And, you know, there's many more games for this team to go on. And this was my last game, but I just hope and pray for the best for the program.
Any other questions up front?
Juju, you guys got off to that strong start like I was talking about. Did you guys have any nerves coming into this game, or are you guys just excited to be here?
I mean, it is a basketball game, so everyone's going to be nervous going into the game. This was everyone's biggest game of the year, and me personally, I didn't have any nerves. I belong on that type of stage, and I feel like we still played as hard as we can.
Okay, Juju, Mary, congratulations on a terrific season. You are excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach? Raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you. Front right.
Coach, like I was talking about, you guys got off to that hot start. What worked for you guys early that allowed you guys to get off to that 7-2 start?
You know, I thought this is how the game, well, I shouldn't say that. I didn't think quite how it was going to go, but I thought they were going to come out and play us man-to-man, and our staff and our team were pretty confident. I think we run some good stuff that they were going to have to go zone fairly quickly, and that's what happened. And then I still thought we got great looks. What killed us, I was really upset at halftime because I'm very competitive, and we didn't come in here. I told the team, this isn't a consolation gift. You know, like, we belong here. We prepared all week to win. We believed we were going to win this game. So at halftime, I'm sure people are probably like, oh, wow, they're only down 13. That's great. No, we were upset because we beat ourselves in that first half. We had way too many turnovers. You know, I thought we did an outstanding job guarding them in the half court. They got run-out layups off of our turnovers, and you can't combat that. You can't. There's no defense for that. And then in the second half, you know, they went triangle and two, and I told these two waiting out there, I said, what a compliment to those two. You know, what a compliment to our team that, you know, they had they give a junk defense, and you know what? We had great shots. They just didn't go in, and you know, the ball. You know, sometimes that's the game of basketball, but I like our players who shot the ball. It was just a really off night, but I got to give our kids credit. They did exactly what we asked. And I'm sure some people looked and were like, wow, why are they letting some of these players have open looks? Well, how in the heck else are we going to guard Caitlin Clark and, you know, Monica? They're so good. But we knew coming in we were going to have to get a little luck. They were going to have to miss some shots, and, you know, couldn't be more proud of what they accomplished.
Back left.
Joey Dwyer, WZND coach. For the majority of the game, you had Kate Bowman guarding Caitlin Clark, held her to 20 points from the field, and when Kate Bowman checked out of the game for the final time, you looked very pleased with her performance. Can you talk a little bit about her defensive performance today? Yeah,
I'm really excited to go back because in the course of the game, you know, you get kind of caught up in what's going on. I can't wait to watch the film and see how many times Caitlin scored on Kate. She got some run-out layups, and she's phenomenal. I mean, I said this yesterday. She is so great for the game of women's basketball. She is, man, what a competitor, and we have nothing but respect. But that's what I love about Kate Bowman. You know, she's still mad that she wasn't. Let's think about this. For those that aren't familiar with the Valley, Kate Bowman was not a member of the all-defensive team in our league, which is mind-blowing. I think she takes it to heart, and she loved the challenge, and she has so much respect for Caitlin. She just wanted to see, and this is what this was about. We had a chance to go toe-to-toe with one of the top, 5 or 6 teams in the country, and, you know, I love the way our kids compete, and I think Juju said it best. I think you saw what our team is made of, that second to last offensive possession. I think we get 3 offensive. Our kids just don't quit, and I couldn't be more proud.
Back left.
Leo Stouder, WZNE Radio. Coach, you talked about how proud you were of this team. How can you take this experience to continue building off what you've already started for Illinois State basketball?
Yeah, you know, last year, I joked, I asked the players I asked Mary Crompton, I said, how does the NCAA tournament compare to the WNIT? And this is nothing against it. She's like, oh, to the younger players, she's like, not even close. But I think last year's WNIT was a springboard, and now this was the next step. But if I know the players in that locker room, the ones coming back, this right here, this stat sheet is going to be motivation enough. Because we got a taste, but, you know, it was Iowa's defense that really affected. I'm not taking anything away from that, but I don't think some of our players, I don't think Maya Wong thinks that Iowa saw the real Maya Wong, and I know this is just going to fuel her fire. And as a coach, you know, what more could you ask for? But, you know, my goal is to have Illinois State in the NCAA tournament every year. That's what I was hired to do. That's what we've worked. Our staff has worked tirelessly over the last 5 years. Got the best staff in America. They believe in me, and it feeds down. Our players believe in all of us. And I think when you have a belief and a passion and you love what you do and you love what the people you do it with, special things can happen. And that's what happened to our program this year.
Okay, we'll take one final question up front.
Coach, Juju Redmond, 25 points. What a way for her to go out in her career. What are your just thoughts on her performance and just as her as a whole?
You know, Juju hit the nail on the head. Juju believes she belongs on the stage, and she does. So I just, you know, what Juju has done in 3 years at Illinois State is spectacular. I mean, she has just elevated our brand, our profile, and she's the most selfless kid. But if you know Juju, it's not about basketball. It's the type of human being she is. I've said this many times, she has made me a better coach because of the human being she is. And I want to be a better human being. I want to be a better coach because the love I have for that young woman. And she's going to be wildly successful in anything she does. I know she has aspirations to play professionally, but the moment that career she hangs them up, I'll be the first call because I want to hire her on my staff because she's a winner. And I love her, and I will be forever indebted to her for what she's brought to my life.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Congratulations on
Thank
an
you.
outstanding year.
Thank you guys for all your support. Appreciate it.